All right, welcome back to Pittsburgh BSides 2025. We're at the Rivers Casino here. My name is Justin Lachesky. I'm one of the co-hosts to Distilled Security Podcast, and I have here with me Justin
Lachesky.
I knew I was going to forget that and everything. So, Justin, thank you for sitting down with us. Tell us a little bit about your talk and some of the bullet points that you covered into it today.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm the director for cyber resilience at Redis. And so, my role there is really a combination of security engineering and threat detection and response. So both on like the building side and on the active defending side. And the talk that I did today was with my co-presenter, Brian Ktos from Mitiga, and our talk was Hack the Cloud. And it was really about like some of the pitfalls, some of the blind spots, some of the challenges about cloud security. Both from like
it was all good. Like
security.
All AWS is
yeah, exactly. So that was kind of like the premise, right? Is like a lot of people still think like, hey, it's the cloud. Someone else worries about the hard parts of like securing the infrastructure and making sure things are good. And like, I just spin up what I need and I'm good to go. And like, I just get to focus on like the cool, exciting things. I don't have to worry about, the hardening and the securing. And so, Brian and I both have a lot of experience in the incident response space, responding to real life incidents affecting cloud environments. And so we kind of put our heads together and came up with some what we think are really cool examples of what bad guys do, how companies are impacted, and some kind of the underlying themes that tie into like these blind spots, lack of security controls, not knowing what's in your cloud.
Turning on logs.
Yeah, exactly. Logging, and just kind of like sharing some of our experiences and some of the, not necessarily like best practices or tips, but like, hey, we've seen these kinds of things happen and this is how you would maybe stop that from happening, or here are the things that we had that were important in order for us to be able to respond to it or mitigate and things like that. So, try to just kind of base it in, ground it in real life examples and not like the deep theory craft of like, well, what is cloud security? What is the cloud? Like, we're just like, hey, this is stuff we've seen go wrong, and these are the things that either we had that made it not as bad, or that we wish we would have had so it wouldn't have been as bad. So
that's awesome.
I think it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, great. So sitting in the audience and everything, what are some of the points that you wanted them to take away, walking away from that, type of thing?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest one, like you mentioned, like, just because it's the cloud doesn't mean you don't have to worry about security, right? It doesn't mean Amazon's going to handle it for you. It doesn't mean Google or Azure or anyone else is going to just take care of those things for you. Yeah, there's a shared responsibility model, and there are certain things that they are responsible for. But at the end of the day, none of the major CSPs are going to stop you from doing something dumb and putting yourself in a bad situation, right? And whether that's logging, like AWS doesn't care if you turn off logging, right? You're going to care when you have to respond to an incident.
Right.
And so that was, I think, one of the big things was just like, hey, have some awareness of this, kind of understand that, the cloud isn't a silver bullet to take care of all the security things. And then I think, for people that that have spent a little bit more time in the security space, or, a little bit more familiar with cloud security, just kind of giving them some of those examples of like, these are the way attackers are operating. These are the types of things they do. And hopefully, give everyone like an idea of like, hey, maybe we should look at how we're doing this. Look at how this is configured. Do we have these logs on? Could I, answer a question about, what resources are in the environment, things like that. Pretty fundamental things, but really kind of that those building blocks to really be able to secure and defend those types of environments.
It sounds like you had probably some common themes from your real world examples and everything that people could take back and actually like, are we doing this or are we not doing, like, and double check some of their own environments.
Exactly.
Great. So speaking of the conference and everything, like, what's some of the stuff you look forward to, coming to BSides and everything, or are looking forward to?
Yeah, I mean, as a Pittsburgh native, I love the fact that like BSides Pittsburgh like has that Pittsburgh flair to it, right? Like we're talking, cookie tables, and we're right down here, the river's right on the river.
Beautiful look.
So like that aspect of super cool.
Probably the most iconic Pittsburgh scene, and from a BSides and everything. You can't get a better view from a conference.
So like I love that, right? Love seeing the Pittsburgh's cybersecurity community grow and develop. So that's super cool for me. And then I mean, honestly, just the talks, like there's such a variety and diversity of talks. People talking everything from from AI to risk to air gap networks to cloud security to you name it. It's just a really cool way to get like a very diverse set of ideas and experiences and perspectives, like all crammed into one day in one place, which I think is awesome.
Next year they're going to have to expand to 2 or 3 days, right?
Yeah.
Get all this
at some point, right? Yeah, for sure.
So, all right. Well, Justin, thank you so much for sitting down with us. We really appreciate it, and thank you to the audience. We're going to have some more content from the speakers, so stay tuned for that. Thanks all.